Hey y'all, Merry Christmas. It is day 12 of the Christmas season. This is the last day of Christmas, and it is my privilege to be able to be with you and to share a book, the 12th, or I guess the 13th book in our reading series. And today I'm going to offer a book called Led by a Star, and it's The Wise Men for Beginning Readers. And it's by Jeanette McNeely, and it's illustrated by Aline Cunningham. Let's see what this book and this story has to offer us on this 12th day of Christmas. Casper looked at the sky. Every night he watched the stars, and he knew them all. But here was a new star. What was happening? Night after night, Casper watched. The bright star moved slowly across the sky to the west. Well, Casper sent a message to Balthazar. "Hurry, my wise friend," he wrote. "I have found a new star." Balthazar answered, "A king has been born in the land of the Jews. This star is his sign. Meet me on the mountain road, and we will follow it." So Casper met Balthazar on the mountain road, and slowly they led their camels down the steep hills. Their servants came behind them. Sometimes the camel packs got caught on the branches of the trees. Donkeys would be better, Balthazar said. But camels were strong. They could travel far, and they did not need much water. For many nights they followed the star. Wet fog dripped from the trees onto their robes. They shook with the cold. But the days were hot when they came to the desert. Their shadows walked ahead of them on the sand, long shadows leaning west. Balthazar said, "The sun is so bright we cannot see the star. We should rest in the day and travel at night when it is cool." Casper pointed. "Trees up ahead," he said. "We will find water there and a good place to rest." There were tents near the trees and camels kneeling. Balthazar stopped. "I have gold in my pack for the new king. I hope there are no robbers in those tents." "Those look like the tents of wise Melchior," Casper said. "Maybe he has seen the star." Quietly, they led their camels to the water. Then they set up their tents and then went to sleep. The sun went down, the air became cooler. Balthazar went to Casper's tent. "Wake up," he said. "It is time to eat and to be on our way." They ate their meal of crusty bread and chunks of cheese. Suddenly they heard a voice. "Casper, is that you?" Casper opened the door of his tent. "Melchior," he cried. "I thought those were your tents. Have you seen the new star?" "Oh yes," Melchior said. "I think a great king has come. He took a jar from his sleeve. This gift of incense is for him." Casper said, "The sun is setting. Let us all go on together." The night was cold. The wind blew the sand into soft hills all around them. The camels walked with their feet spread wide like sand shoes. The wise men pulled the long sides of their hoods over their faces to keep out the blowing sand. One morning, as the star grew dim, they saw rooftops. "Jerusalem!" Melchior cried. "That is the great city of the Jews," Caspar said. "We will find the new king there." People watched the wise men walking through the city. Caspar asked one of the people, "Where is your new king?" "New king," the man said. "King Herod is old. He lives down that street." Well, people looked at each other. They began to whisper. "New king," they said. "New king?" The wise men went to King Herod. Balthasar bowed low and asked, "Where is the new king of the Jews?" "From the east we saw his star, and we have come to worship him." Herod frowned. "King," he said, "I am king here." And he sent the wise men away. Herod said to his priests, "Some men from the east are looking for a new king. What does this mean?" An old priest brought a book. "This book tells of a king who will be born in the land of the Jews," he said. Now King Herod was very angry. "Where?" he shouted. "Where?" And the old priest answered, "In the town of Bethlehem." Well, that night Herod sent a servant to the camp of the wise men. "Come with me to the king," the servant said, "and be quiet about it." The wise men stood again in front of King Herod. "Go to Bethlehem," he told them. "Look well. When you have found this king, come back and tell me. I want to worship him also." Then the wise men left King Herod and hurried out of the city. The star went on before them. In Bethlehem, one small house stood out, bright in the light of the star. The wise men went inside, and they found the little Jesus with Mary, his mother, and Joseph. They fell to their knees, and the light of the star filled the house. They gave their gifts to Jesus: Balthasar's gold, Melchior's sweet incense, and Caspar's strong-smelling myrrh. Then the wise men left. They went to their tents, but they did not sleep well. God came to them in a dream. "Do not return to King Herod," God told them. When they woke up, they were frightened. "We cannot stay," Caspar said. "We must obey our dream." Melchior said, "We will find a different way to go home." They looked once more at the house where Jesus lived, but they had to hurry. "We must be gone before morning," Balthasar said. Quietly they rode away. "We must leave the little king," Melchior said. "But I do not think that he will ever really leave us." Balthasar and Caspar knew what their friend meant. They knew that Jesus loved them. His love would be with them always. The end. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to all of you.